Tier 5 of the Dark Knight solo raid is quite tough, just like most Tier 5 of most solo raids. But it also gives you an opportunity to try new things. For example, if you watched my last video, it was a video I shared from Super Fable about the Mortal Kombat team. So this is me trying this team out. So the reason, if I have two maxed out solo raid artifacts, there's already a gameplay for that. So the reason why this gameplay is interesting to me is because you can now try out with just one maxed out solo raid artifact instead of two. That's the reason why it would be of value to me. So that's why I decided to use this team. That's one. Number two, I wanted to also see how much of an effect I'm going to get from the what's the name of this artifact, the Satana's Puppet. You know, the fifth effect of Satana's Puppet increases incoming damage. So I wanted to see like how much damage am I getting in addition. Granted, this match is not technically the best match to use this team because this boss reduces basic attacks, so I am not getting the highest damage I can get with Mortal Kombat team in this match. But the other side of it is, like I said on my last video, for this to work with one artifact, you need to have a clone, and to get that clone you need the character that is in this case Scorpion with Nora Snow Globe to die, so that you can get the clone. The clone does the special 3, then you tag out and you tag in your raiding and you are good to go. So that's how that would work. But like I said, if you are fighting in tier 1, tier 2, the bosses are too weak, your Scorpion will take forever to die and it will be a whole waste of time. But in tier 4 and tier 5, the bosses are quite strong, especially tier 5. The bosses will be able to take out your character very quickly. You can see in 20 seconds I was done with the whole cloning shenanigans, and yeah, it's perfect for tier 5. I like, this is incoming damage, basic attacks. You can see I'm doing 3.4. And you will notice that without the incoming damage I'm doing 2.3. so I would say I don't think it's worth it. Let me put it like that. I feel once you've taken out the clone, just focus on using your raiding. So you don't need to have that Nora Snow, not Nora Snow, you don't need to have Satana's Puppet on the Flash, Justice League the Flash. Because I know that's one way you could go about it. You could change the gameplay to you tag in Justice League the Flash, you do his special 2, you stun the boss, so that way you don't even need to do CI. I understand that, yeah, and on occasions you'll be getting boosts from the incoming damage, but the fact that the incoming damage is just giving me 1 million or 1.1 million more damage, I don't think is worth it. I think if you can CI, then forget about Satana's Puppet and just use your raiding. You will finish the match in time. Like I said, this match, my basic attack is reduced, so it is not a true reflection of the actual damage you can do with a maxed out solo raid artifact. Anyways, we can expect that some bosses will have that, but in fact, I think it's a good consolation that despite the boss having the modifier that reduces your basic attack, you are still able to one shot. Although, yeah, you are getting close to the end, and like I said, I did a bit of an experiment there to see how much more boost I can get from Satana's Puppet. Like I said, it's not enough. My recommendation for this gameplay, use it in tier 4 and tier 5, where the boss can easily take out Scorpion, and no need to use Satana's Puppet if you can CI. If you can't CI, I can see a case for that, where you tag in Flash, you do his stun, and you tag in raiding. But you look at it from another angle. The times you are using to tag in the Flash is lost damage that you could have been getting from raiding if you can CI. So I'll just say CI. Just CI, yeah, just do CI if you can. That's the best way to maximize the damage here. But yeah, I probably will do more experiments with this and maybe just do a full match, because this match I folded, I was like, I don't want to tag in that tagging element. I didn't like it. Anyways, that's for that. If you have any questions, comment section is open. This other fight, I'm simply using the twin blade with King of Atlantis Aquaman, then we're using Satana's Puppet with Raven, and the idea is that this boss is stun immune, so I can't stun and freeze immune, so I can't use my Mr. Freeze, I can't use my League of Anarchy. So I decided to just use King of Atlantis Aquaman. So I think for this fight, Koam plus Raven, of course with the twin blade, is going to be your best bet. Yeah, normally I have the Beta Club, right? So I use Beta Club with Raven, using Raven as a damage dealer. But I was trying to make sure that this video is 100% free to play. I didn't want to use any paid artifact. So that's why I am going for this team. Because even with this same team, I could use Beta Club on Koam. But guys, what I've come to see is that even when I use Beta Club on Koam with Raven, I take about the same amount of time to one-shot the boss. Like, you are still going to fight like 1 minute, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Let's just say with Twin Blade, it takes 2 minutes. With Beta Club, it takes 1 minute, 50 or 40 seconds. So not really worth it. If I'm going to use Koam and Raven, I'm going to use Twin Blade. Of course, there are some matches that, yeah, Beta Club is better suited for, like random tagging matches. But outside of that, I'll say Twin Blade, the free option, is the best option. Anyways, the next fight. So for this boss, I'm going to be using what's this called, the Metal Team for this particular fight. I think this is where Metal Team fits in, because if you are going to fight the final boss, I would say, can you use? Okay, I would say let's get to that final boss first. Let's not jump too far ahead. I'll just say, based on the other fights, the reason I'm using this team here is that based on the other fights you have on tier 5, you see we've already taken on Bane, we've already taken on Harley Quinn. No, not Harley Quinn, sorry, Poison Ivy. Yeah, but I just think in the balance of things, based on the fights you're going to fight, I just think that Metal Team is more suited for this fight. You are going to have your 100% crit. You are going to, the boss won't, like the thing that with Metal Team, the boss doesn't even get to touch you that much, especially if you are using this approach of stealing the boss's attack. You see with the God Killer, I'm stealing the boss's attack, so the boss is weak, and God Killer is perfect for tier 4 and tier 5. But yeah, the boss is weak, and yeah, you get to do 100% stun, 100% crit. Yeah, that's for that. I don't think I had much to say about Harley Quinn. Anyways, this one is a random tagging fight. This match did not go as well as I hoped. Yeah, this match did not go as well because, number one, the boss is very strong. So I think what I should have done, because I'm so used to fighting weak random tagging bosses, number one, I think I really should have just started with my Dr. Fate and just kill Dr. Fate off right from the beginning of the match. But I was like, okay, I can CI the boss. And yes, guys, don't get me wrong, you can CI this boss. But for some reason, my CI wasn't working. I think because I was recording a couple of gameplays back to back. So I lost a lot of FPS. My phone was hot as usual. So it wasn't... Atrocitus is a very easy boss to CI. I'm not even going to come here and tell you that, oh, no. This boss is very simple. It's one of the easier bosses to CI. In fact, if you are trying to learn how to CI, this boss is it. But for some reason, my CI just wasn't working. I think that would have to be frame drops because of recording a lot of matches in quick succession. So yeah, this match was very bad. So guys, if you are able to quickly do your super move and do your basic attacks and all of that to get to your 40 hits and maintain that, yes, do that. But at the point where you screwed up, you didn't play properly, and now the boss has super move on the horizon, I would say do not do your super move. If you do your super move, the boss is immediately going to do theirs and this match is over. So what I would suggest you do, because mind you, this is just a 4-star Beast Boy. If this were like a maxed out Beast Boy or even an ascended Beast Boy, you don't even need all of that. You can still one shot very easily. But you can see that even with just a 4-star Beast Boy, I'm still able to one shot with like less than a minute, I guess, less than a minute left. But you see, without even having that 40 hits, I can just spam my special 3 and I'm able to take down the boss. It just takes me more time. But like I said, it's because I didn't play properly. I wasn't able to CI at the beginning, and I really should have started with my Dr. Fate, because the boss is so strong. The boss will take out Dr. Fate really quick. Yeah, so those were the lessons I learned from this match. Please don't make my same mistakes. CI better. Of course, you are not going to be recording, so you should not have the issue I had with your phone getting hot from recording a lot of matches. Now for the final match, the King of Madness, Batman Who Laughs. Batman Who Laughs generally is tough as a boss in most solo raids. In this solo raid, is really annoying because just by your character being tagged in, and if you are going to pin the boss to the right side of the screen, you are going to be standing on a hazard, and that hazard is going to be increasing your madness level, which is why I decided to switch things up in this match. Normally, I use my Zatanna with Mr. Freeze, but this time around, I'm using my Zatanna with my League of Anarchy. What is that? I'm always forgetting her name. Poison Ivy, entangling Poison Ivy from the League of Anarchy. So the idea here is this. We know that we are going to need to keep the boss at the right side, and we know that if we stand too long on the boss's hazard, we're going to get madness. And what madness means is that my character is just going to be transferred to the opponent. So basically, if your character madness level gets to the maximum, your character is going to be knocked out and you are going to be fighting against that character. So for example, if Poison Ivy is on the madness, is on the hazard for too long, my Poison Ivy is going to basically just die, just get one-shotted, and I will start fighting against my own Poison Ivy. So we don't want that situation. So we are going to use our Girl of Steel. Girl of Steel is important because she can clean madness with her passive. So you will notice that my madness meter keeps getting reset because of my, what is her name? My Girl of Steel. So Girl of Steel will help with that madness modifier. Zatanna is going to help with spamming Zatanna's puppet, which is quite appropriate. She's going to help in spamming Zatanna's puppet, and you're going to get the boost from gets the boost from that 5th incoming damage. And yeah, so basically you get 400% damage from Girl of Steel, and you get madness cleaning from Girl of Steel. You get 300% damage from Zatanna's puppet. That's 700% damage. My Poison Ivy is she's ascended, but yours doesn't need to be ascended. You're still going to be able to one-shot this boss. That's about it, guys. If you have any questions for any of the teams I've used, let me know in the comment section. Smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.